Hey everyone, this is Matt with Fine Playing, and today I'll be talking about everything I saw during the Xbox E3 conference 2017. Stay tuned. Alright, so got some notes here on all the different trailers that we saw. Go and start off with the big one, basically the Xbox One X, or Project Scorpio as it was called. So, not a whole lot new was revealed, so I guess don't have really much to say about that. Price came in at $4.99, which I guess was kind of expected. A little bit disappointing. I don't think it's going to help them basically catch up in the market share at all, just because I think branding's going to be a little bit weird. Basically, I don't think a lot of parents are going to know the difference between like the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X. So I think a lot of Xbox fans will get one. I think it'll be a better value for people that don't have an Xbox at all, and maybe people who want to upgrade from the original Xbox One. But I can't see a ton of people basically trading in their Xbox One S for it. I would have liked to see options to basically allow them to customize an Xbox One X. So basically, be able to maybe trade in the standard controller for an Elite controller, or be able to get different type of hard drives in there, or like a solid state drive. Just because I think when you're trying to create a premier product, you need to basically have those options. They made the same mistake that Sony did. So they said that 30 games are basically already going to get a free upgrade to 4K, and pretty much the key word in that was free. And it basically makes it sound like in the future there might be games that add that feature for a cost, or basically, you know, for $5 or $10 more, or it just might be a higher priced version of the game. Sony did the same thing with the PS4 Pro announcement, and pretty much it just backfired on them, and eventually they just had to kind of write that out, and now pretty much it's just a standard feature. Alright, so the first game that they revealed after the X, they basically used Forza as their premier item, which I'm not a fan of that. I mean, I love the Forza games. I find them pretty much all enjoyable. I really haven't played the Horizon ones, but I love the regular Forza games. So I think it's just kind of a weak move, just because racing games usually look really good in their trailers anyway, and I don't think a racing game is a great way to showcase your ability to basically pump out 4K content. One thing I did not like about the trailer is that I saw trucks in there, and that was one of my things. I hated the way Gran Turismo went when they started basically adding different types of vehicles. Like, I didn't like when they added the NASCAR, I didn't like when they added the trucks, I didn't like when they added go-karts. And my main reason that I don't like it, it's not the whole, basically, oh, you're complaining about more content. I'm complaining that they wasted resources to basically add these things into it. It's like, I think there's already... First of all, Gran Turismo with the go-karts I think was just stupid, because it's like, there's already really good kart racing games out there, and your realistic versions basically aren't going to be as fun as like a Mario Kart or something. But overall, I'm pretty excited for that game. Alright, and rest of these games really aren't going to be in order. There's kind of alphabetically of kind of how I had these videos saved. So Ashen, didn't get to see a whole lot with it. Gameplay looks good. Looks kind of like Souls-like. Basically, one thing I did notice on this and a couple of the other trailers for their reveals, a lot of them have like simplified graphics, or like simpler character models, which will basically make it easier to basically hit that native 4K resolution. But overall, I think Ashen looks like a good game. I hope it is Souls-like, just because I think the more of those that we have, the better. Black Desert. This is actually a surprising one, just because I haven't heard of it. But like at all. And usually MMOs, I usually kind of will see little random stories here and there about them. But it looks really good. Gameplay looks good. Graphics look good. I really can't see myself playing it that much though, just because MMOs are such huge time sinks. So unless it comes out like free to play, I really can't see myself putting too much time into it. Cuphead, I mean, it's been revealed and shown a couple times already. Looks good. Glad to see a release date. Hopefully it sticks to it this time. Platformers, I mean, I think it's always good when we get more 2D platformers. I got Deep Rock Galactic. So, I mean, this one really wasn't my cup of tea. Yeah. But, I mean, it looks alright. It looks kind of like No Man's Sky with some kind of more action, some multiplayer, which I guess is a good thing. I guess No Man's Sky just kind of got a little bit boring after a little bit, or really quick. Don't have too much to say about that, at least right now. Maybe once I see some more videos on, I'll be able to be more excited for it. Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball Fighter Z. To me, this one looked amazing. Some of the developers of BlazBlue and Guilty Gear, so I think they're going to have really good controls, really good mechanics. The graphics look beautiful. I'm wondering if it's the same engine that they used for the last Guilty Gear games, because they basically kind of have that pseudo 3D transition and kind of instant cut into a anime style cutscene. And so if that's the case, I'm all for it, just because those games look great too. This might be a day one pickup for me. If I do pick it up, it likely won't be for the Xbox One, unless it's an exclusive, just because I'm not a huge fan of the Xbox One controller, so if I have my choice, I'll pick it up on PS4. Life is Strange. So, happy to see they're getting another game. I still haven't played the first, but it kind of falls definitely in that realm of games that I enjoy, so I need to go through and play it. I'll see if I can definitely play through it before actually this one releases. This one's actually a prequel, not a sequel, so I'll probably play through the original one first, and then once this comes out, determine whether I'm going to get it or not. If I don't happen to get around to it, maybe I'll wait until this one comes out, then play the prequel, then the first game, just to kind of play them in a chronological order. Yeah, just glad to see it. Hopefully if this one goes over well, maybe we'll actually get a sequel to a true sequel. Alright, Metro. I've played a little bit of the first two games. It looks really good. I like the setting, post-apocalyptic. I mean, you got... I could swear some of those dogs didn't look like basically zombie kind of dogs or irradiated dogs, but it looked good. I like the animals. I'm not a huge fan of basically a trailer showing scripted gameplay, kind of like a, Killzone 2 back in the day for the PS3 trailer. I don't know, it just irks me a little bit. It's like, your game's good enough. You don't got to basically get these random scripted events to try to make your game look extra good. They did freaking rip the music straight out of 28 Days Later, which it's alright, I guess, just because that's one of my favorite movies, so I guess they get a pass on it. At least they chose a good movie to pick music from. Alright, Minecraft, not really my thing. I think I stepped on too many Legos as a kid, so I was never a huge fan of the building stuff. One good thing I will say about Minecraft is they included the cross-platform play, which I'm really hoping Sony gets on board with it, just because I think it sets a really good precedent for the future, basically, if we get more cross-platform online games. It helps the games grow and stay alive, so. Alright, Ori and the Will of the Wisp. So the first game was so good, I'm so happy to actually see another one of these. I'm actually surprised we're seeing another one, just because I know it got really good reviews, but I could swear I've never... It seems like everywhere I went, I always saw it in stock, like it was never sold out anywhere, and it seemed like it was always... Seems like it hit the discount racks really quick, so... Glad to see it. It'll likely be a day one purchase for me. I hope they have a physical edition before they actually are at the same time as a digital release, just because I always prefer to get the digital or physical edition. Alright, jumping on, not a new game, but basically new for consoles, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. So, I haven't played this, but I've watched a few YouTube and Twitch streamers play it. Loco's the one that I watch mostly. He's actually a StarCraft streamer, but he's been playing this a lot lately. Looks good. It looks fun. I probably wouldn't play it just because it would irritate me. Basically, match of 99 people, and I'd probably win less than 1% of the time. Glad to see it coming to consoles. It's always good when you basically get a bigger audience for a game, especially when when you have a game that needs 99 players to basically start a match. All right, Sea of Thieves. All right, of the entire E3 Microsoft event, this is the only game that did not look good to me. The graphics seemed kind of bad, like 2008, 2009 MMO style. The comedy seemed really forced. I just wasn't a fan of like a lot of the dialogue that they're trying to put in there. The gameplay seemed boring. Just didn't seem like really tight gameplay, I guess. I mean, I might end up being wrong, and this could end up being a really good game, but because I thought No Man's Sky looked really good before it came out, and then even after it came out, I was like, okay, well, there's some redeeming facts to this, and yeah, it was just a boring game. Maybe I'll go back to it later and I'll be better, but so I guess you never know. This one might be really good. Alright, State of Decay 2. So I haven't played the first one, but this one looks really interesting. It's kind of nice to see something added to the zombie genre instead of just pure survival or survival horror. The whole base building, I think, could get really interesting. Graphics look alright. Nothing really special that's like awe-inspiring. I think I might let you look at more information about the first game and kind of see what that one's like. I don't remember it being talked about too much, so I think either A, it flew under the radar, or B, wasn't that good, so it just kind of got forgotten about quickly. Super Lucky's Tale. So, I think most people are upset it's not a new Conkers. I really hope it has good gameplay, just because platformers, basically, they live and die by their tight controls. You basically can't bank on a really good story or like amazing graphics to carry you through, because a platformer with bad controls is just bad. Basically, you really need that to keep players wanting to go back. For some odd reason, I just feel this game is going to come out and it'll get talked about for a week or two, and that's going to just be kind of totally forgotten. Hope it's not like that, just because I don't like to see any developer fail like that, but I just imagine that's what's going to happen with it. Tacoma. So this is a really brief trailer, and I don't know what to expect from it. You don't really see a lot of the gameplay from the trailer, and so I don't really have much to say about it. So I guess we'll just need to wait to see more about that before I make any decisions on it. The Artful Escape. So they do have some beautiful art in this game. I don't really know what's going on with like the gameplay, or it kind of reminds you of just kind of like a Monty Python acid trip or something. You just kind of got a whole bunch of crap going on in the front, the foreground, the background. You got a guitar, a giant head. I don't know. All right. I did like the end of that trailer though, when for the release date it just says coming Wednesday. I'm ready. I wish more developers wouldn't commit to a specific date, especially really early in development, just because I think it irritates their fans a lot, basically, when a game gets pushed back and back and back. So, alright, one that I thought looked really good, the Darwin Project. So, like, to me, this was pretty close to the ideal kind of trailer you could get. I like basically seeing the small cinematic part, basically leading into just some gameplay. Then that's random surprise announcer. Mechanics look good, basically kind of a very fun-focused deathmatch kind of game. So at the very end, when you see the final kill, you basically see her loot the body, so I'm wondering if it's going to have actually like a supplies or gathering mechanics. I'll definitely be checking this one out more. I'm wondering if it's going to end up being like a free-to-play, or if they're basically going to go like more the Overwatch style, maybe you just buy the game, then you get access to all the characters and everything, or if they're going to go true free-to-play like League of Legends, and have you slowly unlock characters basically by playing more. I don't know. But yeah, it looks good. All right, the last night, I love the look of this game. I wouldn't call it 8-bit graphics, but it has pixel graphics. Very Blade Runner-esque. Good, beautiful colors on it. I'm kind of wondering what the gameplay is going to be like. They don't really show that in the trailer, so I don't know if it's like a platformer or point-and-click adventure or maybe like a side-scrolling shooter. So I'll definitely be checking this one out more. I hope it plays basically as good as it looks. Blade Runner is an amazing movie, and if this thing basically captures any of that, it's good. Alright, and the final trailer that I have written down here was the Assassin's Creed one. So, I've enjoyed pretty much most of the other Assassin's Creed games. Well, not enjoyed. Number 3 got really boring. Which is sad because that was actually one of the ones I wanted to like the most. I still haven't played Rogue, Syndicate, or Unity yet, but I'll probably play through them this year. I played through 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, Bloodlines for PSP, Liberation, and Black Flag within about 6 months of each other. So I kind of got burned out and had to take a little bit of break. But I enjoyed all those games. I really hope this one basically includes some kind of historical events and characters into it like the other ones have. This one's probably going to be a purchase for me just because I enjoy the Assassin's Creed games. Alright, so my final thoughts on it. So, it was better than EA's and Bethesda's. Still haven't seen Sony's yet, so I won't compare them to them. I'm glad to see Microsoft's listening to their fan base pretty much after the disastrous E3 reveal of the Xbox One. I think they've kind of learned their lesson and have been very focused on games. The Xbox and PC basically play anywhere synergy is really good. The original Xbox compatibility, backward compatibility, I love that. I basically have probably about 24 original Xbox games. Some of them are basically going to be repeats of things that have been re-released, like I have Phantom Dust, I have the original Halo 1 and 2, but there's a couple others out there that I'd like to basically see backward compatibility on. I'm wondering if it's going to be similar to the 360 and basically it's going to be like individual patch for each game, or if they're basically just going to be able to create an emulator within it, and then so basically you can play any game. I prefer that, but obviously that one has a lot more programming that'll have to go into it. Oh, and Hyperkin, those guys that make like the retro game consoles, like the Retron 5. So they've actually announced that they're going to release a USB Duke controller, which I am super excited for because I am one of the few people that loved the Duke controller. It was people called it giant. I don't know, it felt really comfortable in my hands, and I don't even feel like I have large hands. But I would play Halo for 6 hours and have no problems with that. I just thought it was a really good controller. It was comfortable. I didn't get the hand cramps like a lot of people would complain about. And I thought pretty much all the buttons were easily reachable. So it's going to be limited though, so I really want... basically, I'm going to have to watch their Twitter and their Facebook page to basically see when that's going to go up. Going back to the Xbox One X, I really just can't see it making a huge dent in the market. I think it'll sell decently well, but I think it's just priced too high to basically be a game changer for Microsoft this late in the generation. I think the branding's weird. You're basically going to have a parent's going to walk in, they're going to see the Xbox One X, the Xbox One S. They look very similar actually in their case design and everything. And so parents are going to be like, well, this one's $4.99, this one's $1.99, or whatever the price is at the time, $2.49. And so I think more than likely they're just going to end up picking the S. I don't know, I mean, who knows, maybe Microsoft's going to release a budget model named the Xbox One E, so you'll have the S and the X and then the E, and you can rearrange those any way you want. Do it like Tesla. And that's really all there is. I mean, overall I thought it was a pretty good conference. Don't think it's the best E3 conference I've seen. Don't think it's the worst. I mean, it's better than the other two that we've seen already this year. Still upset that Scalebound got canceled, but what can you do? I wonder if actually Microsoft owns that IP or not. I'm assuming they probably do, which is sad. Microsoft just hasn't. To me, they've always catered more toward the shooter style games, whereas Sony's kind of catered more toward the adventure style games. So it's the difference between, like, say, Gears of War and Uncharted. I'm not saying that either one's better than the other, but I think that each one basically caters to a different audience for at least their first-party exclusives. And generally, I run in line more with the adventure-style games. I mean, I did like Halo. I liked Gears of War. I think they're really good games, but in general, I like adventure games, action-adventure more than a FPS. Alright, and basically that's all I have. And need to get ready. Sony conference is later tonight. Hopefully I can stay awake for it because I got to wake up early for work tomorrow. So, might be another tired day at work. Alright, so this is Matt with Finally Playing, and that's what I thought about the Microsoft E3 conference. Now, you go out and play some video games and have a good time.